Hey guys,
Hey guys.
welcome back to the His and Hers, the Truth podcast.
Yes.
And today we got another live episode for you guys with
Mm-hmm.
another great special guest. It's going to be the guys over at the Mak Fai Kung Fu and Dragon Dance Association.
Mm-hmm.
But before I get into introducing them, just a couple updates and notifications on our end, guys. So, guys, you guys know 2023, we're going to be bringing more guests on the show, right, honey?
Yes,
We're going
we
to try to
are.
promote more Asian excellence, more Asian culture, and of course, how it relates to our kind of our Western modern day and age.
Yeah.
I really want to bring that into the forefront because I think our culture, our history is being lost kind of in the America and the Western society, especially when it comes to dating and that type of stuff. But because that's kind of what our podcast is about. We have some Cash apps and Venmo apps. If you guys definitely donate to the channel, help us out. It's going to obviously give us, more funds to get better equipment, obviously do more things with our guests, obviously have more stuff for our guests as well, and give you guys a better quality show out there. The Venmo app is going to be at His and Hers The Truth, and then the PayPal and Cash app is going to be the $ His and Hers The Truth, okay? I got a couple of new things in the studio, guys. Check out in the background. I got the book from my man, or he doesn't know it, but the Godfather himself, Rollo Tomasi. It's
Yes.
the Rational
Go,
Male
Mr.
book.
Rollo.
Go read that book, guys. I think every guy out there needs to read that book to be
Yes.
RP aware, at least just know the truth, especially our Asian brethren out there. I think that our Asian brothers were still very, let's just say this, kind of caught in our traditional upbringing, but you guys don't have to understand that, American society, this feminism, Western society has influenced women and of course our Asian sisters in general. So just being more RP aware is going to help you out there. And then also I just picked up our book from Myron Gaines over at the Fresh and Fit podcast,
Yes.
honey. It's
Yes, we
Why
did.
Women Deserve Less. It's a clickbaitish title, guys, but once again, a lot of good information in there. Just so for men to better themselves, right? It's not about putting women down. It's about bettering your guys out there, getting your values higher, so that way you guys know how to navigate this dating landscape. Okay, but without
Work
further
together.
ado, right, I want to
Yeah.
introduce our special guest.
Here we
Guys, if you guys want to introduce yourself, just obviously state your name, your age, obviously your relationship status, if you're single, dating, married,
Yeah.
and of course, maybe a little unknown fact, a cool fact that people don't know about
Yes.
you, okay? We can start right here.
Right here.
My name is Royal. I'm 32. I am married and I have a 1-year-old
Nice.
Congratulations.
Okay.
How long you been
Congratu-
married, Royal?
since 2018.
Nice.
2018. Awesome.
Okay.
And then what's the kind of a
Congratulations.
cool fact that maybe people don't know about you?
I don't really have anything that I hide, but I mean, everybody knows that, I'm very passionate about lion dancing.
Yes.
I'm into sneakers and I love food.
What was the into sneakers you said?
Sneakers.
Sneakers. Okay, well, that's kind of a cool
Yeah.
fact. He's kind of holding back, guys. I think this
Yeah.
guy's a little bit cooler than he's making himself
Yes,
out to
he
be.
is.
I mean, we'll get into it, but yes, how about yourself, Ricky?
My name is Ricky. I'm 28. I'm married
Yeah.
for 2 years,
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
and I don't know what's nothing much cool about me.
oh,
Any
there's always
kids
something.
yet? Kids on
No,
the
no
way?
kids, not yet.
Any
Just
kids
2
planned?
years.
I know
No, yet. No, I haven't
Not
thought. That far yet.
Okay.
that's the attitude
Yeah.
now. Okay,
Okay.
cool. Well, hey
Yeah.
guys. So the next thing is obviously, how did you guys get into this, right? How did you start? A little bit of your background, maybe where you grew up, and then how did your upbringing kind of got you into doing lion
Lion
dance
dance.
and martial arts? And we'll start with you, Ricky.
I grew up in New York,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I grew up in Chinatown, and I just love line dancing. So every New Year's,
Yeah.
it's different from Seattle.
Yeah.
So every Chinese New Year's, the line dance team will parade around Chinatown. And it's not just like 3, 4. It's a lot, like
Yeah.
8, 9 groups.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with it. And then my mom brought me to a line dance group when I was 8 years old
Nice.
and started from then on.
Okay.
Wow.
And how long have you been doing it? Like
Like 20 years.
20 years. Wow.
But
lot
some
of
did
experience.
some on and off
Okay.
because I got kicked out
Yeah.
of the group because
You want to tell that story real quick? Is
no.
that-
So when I was young, in 3rd grade, my grades weren't that good because all I did was just line dance.
Yeah.
And I just focused on line dance, but
You're
I got in
telling-
trouble. Yeah.
You're telling me in an Asian upbringing, they didn't push you on doing your
Yeah.
grades well.
Yeah. So they're like, you can't come back until your grades get better.
Wow.
Got it. And how long did
Strict
that
on
take
that
you to
one.
fix
Right.
your grades?
2 years.
Wow.
Oh wow.
See?
Okay. So hey, and then, you back in. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty
nice.
good,
Nice.
see?
Okay. What martial arts do you train? If you
There was it's two it's separated.
Uh-huh.
So like there was a team for line dance, and then there was a team for like martial arts.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Is a lot of the moves, and I'll ask this Royal too, this, but is a lot of the moves very martial arts related? Like,
Yeah, for sure,
the dance.
100%.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
And when did you move from New York to Washington?
Yeah, last year.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Right. How about yourself, Ro?
So I've been doing it since I was 12 years old,
Okay.
but I've been into lion dancing since I was like 3-4 years old.
Okay.
Because I grew up in Chinatown,
Yeah.
and my parents know my sifu Mak Fai,
Yeah.
which they were always performing in like Chinatown. And I'll hear the drums from my window, and then I'll just run outside to the street, or tell my parents to bring me outside
Yeah.
and watch. And then I didn't start until I was 12, because my parents actually didn't let me go
Okay.
down to learn.
Why didn't they let you do it until 12?
So I mean, like back in the days, a lot of the kung fu schools, lion dancers are kind of like gang related. So
Yeah.
they didn't let me, be part of that.
Got it.
Yeah, but
that-
they'll bring me to watch, and go visit my seafood when he's working.
Okay.
But they didn't really want to sign me up to go learn. But then one day, I actually ran to my seafood. He was like, "Hey, need some help? You want to come by?" And I was like, "Okay." And then I stepped my foot in the door and never stepped out.
Wow.
Would you guys
That's a
like?
good
I think
story.
that's a cool piece of
Yeah.
history. I mean, do you know? And if you don't know, you don't. And if you don't want to say, you don't say. But the whole kind of that criminal background of that kind of thing. Is it like the tongs? Is that what you're referring to in a way, or?
It can be, but like it's just like a belief. It's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are some, but like our school definitely not.
No.
Yeah, but it's just how Asian parents, Chinese parents to be exact, how they view, how some view these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
stigma of certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking that you
And
guys like get
breaking
into
my- yeah.
fights or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. If you got into
Okay.
There was some for sure in New York though.
Yeah.
in New York, there was definitely some fight between the
The lion
association,
dance
the different
Just
right?
line dance groups in general.
Oh, wow.
But it kind of died down
Okay.
because you wouldn't want your kids to join a line dance group.
If it was.
And
Okay.
you guys, I mean, where I know Royal, you grew up in the Chinatown in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Did you see it change from Chinatown into like more quote unquote the international district? Did you see that change? at all?
It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
For us growing up in Chinatown, like native Seattle, we don't like that name, International District.
Yeah.
Like I'll correct anyone that'll say call it the ID or
Okay.
International District, as it's Chinatown.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess they actually tried to change the name from Chinatown to International District back
Got
then. And then I think they went to court and everything
Okay.
for it. So in the end, they settled with Seattle Chinatown International District. That's like a full name. Because I work at a bank,
Okay.
and I've seen customers be like, "Oh, I didn't know we had a Chinatown here."
Okay.
They're like, because I was like, "Oh, the I guess International District. Oh, I know International District." I'm like, "Yeah, it's
Okay.
Chinatown food."
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Like it kind of pisses me off
Yeah.
hearing that, because us, let's say like for Vietnamese too, like you guys, you don't want someone to not know your little Saigon is something else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I guess you could say Chinatown, Little Saigon, and Japantown combined together, International District. But
Yeah.
we are
Different.
Chinatown here, and then just Little Saigon next to it. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
wanted to touch on about that because like I said, going back to the beginning, I feel like we're losing a little bit of our history, and so there's a lot of history in that little small,
Little small.
quote unquote,
little
small
s-
area,
yeah.
and so thank you for touching on that, So you've been doing it since 12, and then what martial arts are you guys
So
teaching, practicing over there?
our style is called Choi Lei Fut.
Okay.
Choi Lei Fut is a family style martial arts. So there's
Okay.
traditionally Southern style Kung Fu is 5 family, Hong Lao Choi Lei Mok,
Okay.
right? So and then Fut means Buddha. So it's the like Choi family style and Lee family style and Fut combined. So it's 3 style combined mixed Choi Lei Fut.
Okay.
Yeah. And then our style is more wide range attacks, like
Okay.
swings, a lot of footwork, a lot of
Okay.
strong stances. Yeah.
Okay, and are you teaching in there as well too?
Yeah, I teach 3 times a week kung fu
Okay.
classes. Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys go
You
out
guys
there
check
and
'em out.
hit them up, Royal's gonna be your instructor.
Right there, yes.
Okay, so he's been doing it for a long time, so definitely knows what he's doing. How does that differ than maybe some of the other Southern styles of martial arts?
For the viewers out there that
You know,
might not
because
know the
obviously there's
difference.
some well-known ones, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's like Wing Chun, and there's like some other ones maybe as
Yeah.
well too.
So Choi Fa is actually really popular in China,
Okay.
Hong Kong specifically.
Okay.
My Sifu is actually from Hong Kong.
Okay.
So he actually did several styles when he was a young kid. There's like praying mantis style. So he started off learning the Hung family, Hungar, and then he learned praying mantis. He did a little bit of judo. Then he studied Choi Fa, and then he, felt that was the right style for him. So he started learning and then teaching, and then he got actually hired from Hawaii to move over to teach,
Wow.
and that's how he settled here in America.
Okay.
He went for 1974. He moved to Hawaii. He was teaching lion dance and Chole Fut over there, and then he moved up here in like I think 79 or 1980
Okay, so a while.
to teach in Portland. He was actually teaching a Tong in Portland, and then back and forth Seattle, Portland, and then he finally just stayed in Seattle.
Wow.
Super long history.
Yes.
I know it's done you a great amount of good, right? That discipline, the training, not only health, body, mind, everything like that. Why don't you talk to some of our viewers, especially, the kids out there, honey, and even the parents that might be interested, in taking their kids to practice, martial arts or even lion dance, right? Not only get our historical significant culture, but, get themselves better. So,
Yeah.
why don't you speak on that? Like, how did it help you become a better man, a better person, and how do you think it might help some of these kids nowadays? All
Because
they're
you're
always
learning some.
playing on their games, on their
Disciplining
phones, right,
and,
and not being as
commitment.
active as
Yeah.
it used to be. What do you
So
think?
I mean, growing up, I did play video games. I wasn't too obsessed with it because I like lion dancing. I like doing kung fu. So, like, I go to school. After school, I would go down. Classes used to be Monday to Saturday.
Yeah.
I attend every single class. Maybe I'll miss some Saturdays to go hang out with friends. But
Monday through Saturday, so it was like
yeah,
Commitment.
Monday to
Six-
Friday.
6 days a week.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I'll sometimes skip the Saturday class when I first started learning, and then so that's how I advance. For us, is like if you're really into something,
Yeah.
you'll learn fast.
Yeah.
That's how I look at things. It's not force.
Yeah.
Like my parents didn't force me to
Yeah.
go learn. Right? They didn't even want me there in the first place. But I still kept going. And I was able to like learn almost every single sets or forms my Sifu taught in like 3-4 years
Nice.
because of how often I'm like attending classes, and then just learning kung fu is more like just a physical fitness, just to stay active. At the same time, you learn how to respect each other, respect your elders. So that's why it's like a whole part of the culture.
Yeah.
You learn to respect others, learn how to respect yourself, and stay active, stay fit. And then just line dance culture more just like it's because line dance is growing. It's evolving. It's like it's a sport right now, right?
Okay.
So lion dance has become, nowadays a lot more kids are more involved in lion dancing as a way for like extracurricular activities. A way to stay in touch with their culture and just be active.
Got it.
So-
I'm going to touch on that a little bit more because that's very interesting. But I want to get
Similar
to you,
to you,
Ricky, in terms
Ricky?
of like how do you think that helped improve, just your upbringing, your life. And I know you don't do the martial arts aspect of it, but you do
Yeah.
the
He's
dragon
about to learn.
dance. Yeah, and I know he's going to
I'm
take
willing
a
to
look.
learn.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how do you think, as talking to these young kids
Young
out here
kids,
that
yeah.
might not be as confident, not be, as disciplined, how did that help you guys? Help you out?
For line dance, it's just usually pretty much teaching you to like how to become a person.
Yes.
How to respect people, how to like just listen and not talk back, and just things like that. Just makes you a better person in general.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have you been able to be like more confident, more outgoing, because you guys obviously perform, right? I mean, you guys perform out there in front
Yeah,
of a live audience, a huge audience. So I'm sure that's gotten to give you guys a little bit more.
More
Well, it's a little
confidence,
different because
right?
you're under the head and tail, so you don't really see it. So you really wouldn't like notice. But then when you realize, you're just like, oh, okay,
Okay.
I could do this,
Yeah,
and it will help the kids out.
awesome. Yeah, so, go ahead, honey.
What's the largest group you guys performed?
Yeah,
Like,
Crowd?
yeah, what's
Yeah.
the largest crowd that you guys have performed in front?
because I know you
I
guys
think,
are probably
we've done
wondering.
halftime show for Seahawks before. I guess that's probably the.
Nice. See
But we
that?
only come out for like 10, 15 seconds.
You guys should check
Like,
that
it was-
out.
We ran out there with the Dragons. This was back in like 2007 when they weren't even that good.
Awesome. You guys gotta check it out anyways. It
Hey,
doesn't matter.
you guys were crushing it, but they weren't doing
Yeah.
that well.
Yeah.
Is there any like posts or YouTube or video out there about
Yes,
that video that you guys performed that day? That
It
show?
should
we don't
be.
have. We don't have a video back then.
It
We
should
didn't
be,
really.
maybe.
It's still
You know, it's there was no such thing as Facebook back then. I
2010
think.
is kind of when social media
Yeah.
started.
The Seahawks sometimes have.
There's a picture somewhere
Yeah.
on Facebook.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Back then it was like you take a picture, you had to go print it out.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Anything you want to ask, honey? Because I know I always start rambling on, so I want to get my wife to ask a question. Is there
No, I
anything
think
you
we've
wanna
already asked. Like,
Well,
most
no.
of the things that are wondering.
The next question I wanted to ask is because obviously I think it's such a benefit for kids nowadays to learn it. And you were talking about how a lot of kids are starting to take it up now. What's the growth been like? How many, has it been exponentially a lot more kids than it has been in the past? And why do you guys think that is the case? If more kids are starting to.
I want to go first on this one.
Oh, go ahead, Ricky.
The kids and
Right, so
adults?
right now,
Yeah.
when I try to teach new kids, and then obviously if they don't listen, I have to raise my voice.
Yeah.
They will start like tearing up. But it's part. That's
Now,
how we grew up.
Is this just
learning.
Asian kids or like
Just
it's
in
No, it's
general?
just all.
all
Yeah,
general?
in general.
So what other ethnicities do you guys have in your classes or your thing as well?
Almost every
Been pretty much Asian.
yeah.
Mostly Asian.
Mostly Asian, but there's a couple like Caucasian
Yeah.
and African Americans.
Is
Oh,
it
nice.
Chinese kids mostly in terms of
mixed.
Asian ethnicity or
No, just
Vietnamese?
Chinese,
Yeah.
Vietnamese.
Okay. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. I just
No,
wanted to
it's,
know.
it's that's how we grew up. We
Yeah.
get yelled at, or like we get hit too, and I'm just raising my voice a little bit, and you're, starting
Yeah,
to tear
kids.
up.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
it gets a little frustrating. So I try to tone it down and
Yeah.
try to do something new.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of hard for me too. But I just want them to let you know I don't yell at like the kids for no reason. There's
Yes.
always a reason behind for me to raise my voice.
Yeah.
True.
That's why kids like it's just hard to teach a little bit now, but
And what age range are these kids that you're talking about?
from six
Oh yeah.
6+
6+. So what's the oldest kid?
I think oldest is
I mean, when you're 18, you're not a kid no more, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my God.
technically, but nowadays, how these kids are acting, I mean, they're 18, but they almost act a little like young kids.
Yeah.
Still needs directions.
So I guess my question, because this is, I like that you touched on this topic, because this
Yeah.
really kind of relates to what we talk about on our channel all the time. It's
True.
kind of like this modern age of westernization and kind of like, in essence, kind of like, for lack of better words, effemination of the masculinity, right? So what age are you? Are these like 13-year-old, 14-year-old boys, or the girls? I mean, who are these kids that are kind of like still not, I guess, emotionally developed? They're still kind
probably
of
like around
the 6 to
like 14 to 20.
and they're boys or they're girls?
Usually it's just the first time, and then the way I explain to them afterwards why I'm like telling you to do these things,
yeah.
then they'll understand
Okay.
more a little better.
And they're boys though, right? They're
Boys and girls.
boys
Yeah.
and girls. Who you see mostly getting more emotional though?
Well, it's just about the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And when did you start noticing this trend? Like when you first started
When I first
teaching?
came here.
Yeah.
Okay. So not in New York? Not in New
No,
York?
New York, they we were pretty strict.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were kind of more
Like if you didn't help out, you just get out.
Yeah.
Got it. Before I get into asking this question for Rose, same exact question, but in New York, did you get more of, I guess, a more like a traditional customer base, or I guess student base? Or, like in essence, were they more traditional Asian over there in the New York scene, or in here they were more
It
traditional?
was more Chinese in New York.
So more traditional. Whereas over here, they're more kind of like Asian Americans, right? Kind of Asian.
No, it was a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Okay.
because
Like
we
it-
have a school in New York, with like a high school team to like recruit kids,
Okay.
and most of them were like either born from China or
Yeah.
they like born here, but they're mostly Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else you want to add into
No.
that? What about
Really?
yourself?
I
How
said
do you
enough.
see like the
That's
the
pretty good, though.
significance of what the kids increase in terms of the kids that's starting to come to your school practicing martial arts, and if you've seen this increase, why do you think there's this increase in?
Back then, like when I was learning, there was actually it was a mix. When I first started learning, it was majority adults
Yeah.
and then teenagers. Not too many little kids. Maybe like 3 or 4.
4 of them.
Like
Okay.
little kids as in under 10 years old.
Interchangeable?
Yeah, and then, but nowadays it's so my class is majority little kids under 10
Okay.
right now, especially because I guess a lot of them join usually after Chinese New Year,
Okay.
Lunar New Year. Like last year, we got like 6 or 7.
Wow.
Right
at
after
once?
the season was over,
Yeah.
I started getting emails. Hey, I want to sign my kid up. I want to sign.
That's
I
nice.
saw you guys perform here. I want to get them to learn. So
Yeah.
bring them down. Start them with kung fu,
Mm-hmm.
and then the line so they can have that foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, nowadays I would say the last 6-7 years, a lot more younger
Kids.
kids. Because growing up, when I was a teenager, a lot of my friends didn't do kung fu or line
Yeah.
dancing. I mean, there were some, but like even when I went to like middle school and stuff, they would be like, "Oh, you do kung fu? Oh, fight me! Oh, you're so Asian."
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm born here. Like they'd be like,
Yeah.
"You're a fob."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess during that time, that era, everybody think they're cool. Everyone be wearing those like oversized T-shirts, sagging pants.
Yeah.
Well, I've
Were these
noticed-
other Asians telling you that, or are these more Western?
Yeah,
people
I went to school. It was like 85-90% Asians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got 'em.
Yeah,
So-
they're some would be like, I didn't really even talk about, like, I don't let people know what that I do lion dance or kung fu, not until like probably college.
Why do you think that? Why do you think other Asians were kind of like, for lack of better words, kind of like hating on that?
I think they just think they're cool.
Yeah.
But now coming back to them, like the one I still have a connection with, they're like, oh man, you're doing it so big now.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just that era.
Do you guys think? Well, let me touch on a nerve here, because it's like I said, once again, I like to touch on these elephant in the room conversations. Do you think it's because Asian, and specifically Asian men, we don't really have too many good role models out there when it comes to just social media, when it comes to kind of like just media in general, right? There's really this perpetuation of a good Asian role model. You have a lot of Caucasian, you have a lot of African American, other ethnicity role models, and then we're kind of like, let's be honest, we've kind of get treated like the model minority, right? We're kind of effeminized in terms of Asian male, figures out there. Do you guys think that has kind of a part to play with that kind of that self-hatred, I guess, for lack of better words?
Probably, yeah. I think a lot of them is more of who they surround themselves with. Maybe their parents didn't really watch them too much or correct them. I feel like rap music plays a big role because they get that influence. Then they listen to like Ludacris, Chingy back then in the early 2000s, and then everyone would shave their head, buzz cut, put a headband on, basketball jersey. They don't play basketball. They're wearing an oversized jersey, oversized clothes. They think they're cool. But I was kind of like that too back then growing up. But I still connected with my culture.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Ricky? What do you think?
I think about the same. It's just like people who you like, the people who you surround yourself with. Usually, New York,
Yeah.
I surround myself with a lot of Asian friends. All my friends went to line dance.
Okay.
But if I felt like if I was hanging out with a different group, I probably wouldn't do it just because I'm gonna do it, like they won't follow me.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of like follow the leader type of stuff.
So joining the lion dance make you guys more of, instead of being an introvert, more of an extrovert, and having more of a community, like a tie, right?
Yeah, there was definitely a
expressive,
connection with your guys'
you know?
culture a lot more, being involved with the
like a
lion
family.
dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you guys have a fairly strong family upbringing? Ricky, I'll start with you. I mean, was your parents always there?
Nah, well, yeah, they were there,
Supporting.
but I grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
I get picked on.
Yeah.
From other ethnicities or from?
Yeah.
Okay.
I live in like, I think in middle school. In middle school, I got picked on a lot. It was only like 5% Asian.
Got it.
And I got picked on and I retaliated, and then they stopped messing with me.
Okay, so you stood up for yourself.
Yep, that's a good thing.
What? Let's touch on that real quick. Like, what made you stand up for yourself? You know.
I just had enough.
Yes.
Okay. And then did you start hanging out with more Asian friends around that time, kind of just for a support system, or?
Yeah, I did actually. I had a best friend, and he was Asian, and we went to 95% Asian high school together.
Okay. That's
and
good.
that's when I started, like,
Hang
more
out.
into line dance.
Okay.
Because it would be weird.
Yeah, friendship, bonding.
Yeah, and then actually part of something.
Part of something.
Part of the community.
It's pretty good.
Got
Yeah,
it,
community.
got it. What about
awareness.
yourself? What growing up, did you have a strong family kind of like support system, and did that help you kind of like stay the straight path? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty supportive. I mean, stay still up till when I was like, even though I was 30, they'd be like, hey, don't spend so much time on line dancing.
Do they work a lot, or
They work a lot.
Do
Yeah.
you see your parents a lot, or no?
At night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinner time and stuff.
But
Because
growing up-
they're working, I'm in school,
yeah.
and then when I come home from school, like back then school get out like 2:15. I get home at like 3. I'll probably do homework,
Yeah.
or I'll play a little game, and then I'll go down to Kung Fu class, which is at 5 o'clock back then. And it was in Chinatown, so I just walk 3 blocks away, and then come back at like 8, and then eat dinner, and then I'll play on the computer or do homework, and then go to sleep. That's just that little few hours to see my parents.
It's just the discipline.
Yeah.
See that.
Who was kind of, I guess, the driving force in your guys' family structure? Was it your dad, your mom? Who was kind of like, I guess, the vocal head?
I think probably mom.
Your mom was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my dad didn't really stop me from. It's just really mom, because they just be like, just don't spend too much time, focus on school.
Yeah.
But that time I didn't really know
What did they
wanted
want
to
you
do.
to be? What did they want you to be? What did your parents want?
They didn't tell us. They didn't really say anything about be this. You should do this. It was just basically to stay in school. And I guess Chinese parents growing up, they also like to compare.
Yeah.
Everyone's like going to be like, oh, my son's doing this. My daughter's doing this.
It's not just Chinese.
What's your son
it's
doing?
An Asian thing.
Yeah.
What's your son doing?
Yeah.
Just doing lion dance and kung fu. So they want to defend it. It's more like the face.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
Yeah. Vietnamese are terrible with that. Don't feel bad.
They come in. They call me. Hey, my mom still be calling me. Hey, my friend saw you doing lion dance and stuff. Do you work? Does he work?
Yeah.
But I work at a bank. But my mom not gonna tell them what I do for work. Yeah.
So she's got to be proud of you for doing.
Yeah,
that, right?
nowadays she is.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like a few years back.
A few years back.
Yeah,
She
because I
doesn't
recently
realize.
just took over
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
business.
That's what I'm saying.
Because my Sifu is pretty like semi-retired.
Yeah.
He still teaches once a week.
See?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're proud of you.
Yeah, because for us, I feel like in Seattle, our group kind of set the standards a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Like you guys hired us
Yes.
to do your Lunar New Year event, right?
Yes.
'Cause
Check out our
there is a
Lunar
reason why you
New Year
chose us.
event.
Yeah.
So I would say we definitely changed the game a bit.
Yeah.
Nowadays we're into doing competition, lion dance competition. So right now they're actually starting to get ready to prepare for a national lion dance competition in Dallas.
Okay.
So we did it last year too.
Pulled out
Dallas?
practice. Just
Wow.
not pull down practice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when's that event again? Let's do a little
Let
promotion.
them-
When's that event?
June 24th and 25th.
All right, guys,
Okay.
go
Yeah.
check out that
You guys
event if you guys have a chance.
So it's hosted by the United States of America Dragon and Lion Dance Sports Association that
Okay.
our friends in San Francisco formed. So there's various lion dance teams in America that is part of this organization.
Okay.
Like I have a membership in there, so everyone kind of just get together. It's there's a Chinese saying called Yixi Wuyou, so it's like friendship through lion dance. So everyone
Nice.
Okay.
lion dance is like for you to like meet new people,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exchange knowledge as well.
Connect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got so many questions to ask, but one of the questions I wanted to ask is like, the parents that bring their kids to your guys' classes, right? What is the thing that they're expressing to you guys mostly, like why they want their kids in your guys' classes?
I would say
What they expect out of your class is basically like
think
what
it's
do
just
they want? The
a
kids
way
to
for
learn
them
from you.
to
Take away from
be tied to culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of my students are all Asian, mainly Asian, so they or Chinese or Vietnamese. So they would the parents just want them to learn how to just to be active.
Yeah.
Most of them join because of lion dancing, so that's because they'll be oh my kid is obsessed with lion dancing.
Yeah.
You guys are the perfect group to put them with, so that's why they're here. So they expect probably them to be able to learn some basic lion dance skills. Nowadays I feel like a lot of parents sign their kids up for activities more for like daycare.
Yeah.
Yeah. But our classes,
Yeah.
Three times a week from 6 to 7:30 right now.
Yeah.
It's not too long, but
Yeah.
I guess some of them will drop them off and they'll leave. So maybe it gives them time to do other things that need to take care of.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Ricky? What has the parents expressed to you in terms of like, anything like maybe like, and I guess what I'm trying to touch at too is that like, is the parents coming up to you and be like, hey, I want my kids to be a little bit more outgoing. I want my kids to be like confident like you guys. I want them to be doing something great too, Do you get that kind of that
No.
feedback?
Nah.
Yeah.
The parents don't talk to me. I talk to them.
Oh.
Okay.
I had to look for them.
Okay, that's
Are these
I-
parents very traditional still? Very traditional?
a little bit quiet.
Sometimes.
Are you talking about ours?
Just all the parents in
Parents
general.
that
just
drop
They're
off their
actually
kids.
they're younger. They're like probably a few years older than me
Oh,
or my
okay.
age.
So millennial
Yeah.
generation.
Okay.
It's different, yeah.
Okay. And okay, so I kind of want to touch a little bit on this topic because, you guys have kind of hinted at it, just kind of like your guys' self, and you guys have had a great, strong upbringing, and you guys, was involved in programs, in very historical, cultural, significant programs that's helped you guys develop to become good men, great men. But there's a lot of Asian kids out there that are not getting that, especially Asian men, right? A couple stats that people don't know about that I really want to make aware of this dating, on this channel of ours is that Asian men are the least desired men on dating apps, for example, right? We're the least amount swiped on dating apps. We're also the highest suicide rates after Native Americans, okay? And so there's got to be a correlation in there, right? When you don't have a sense of purpose, when you don't have confidence, right? You don't have a sense of direction, right? And you don't have a place of belonging. And then now you don't have any good role models. It's a society to look for, right? There's got to be some type of correlation there. I don't know if there's a cause and effect, but I think what you guys are doing is
It's good.
helping that out. So it's kind of why I'm touching on some of these questions, right? Is seeing if these kids, are becoming, a better for our culture and our ethnicity and getting better, right? So
I do feel that though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're building confidence.
Yeah.
They're building.
I always
a
make sure
unity.
the kids, if something's wrong, I always talk to them
Yeah.
on the
that's
side,
good.
just to get their mind off.
Yeah.
I don't want them to always think and then just have it on.
Yeah.
And hold it amongst
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Good job.
because like you're talking about how kids are crying earlier, and I think that's a lot of kind of say to this generation of men, unfortunately. And like I said, Asian men, let's be honest, I've grown up in the Asian household. Parents are very strict on you. Parents are very hard on you. They expect a lot from you as well too, right?
Yeah.
Hey, go to school, be a doctor, be a lawyer, right? Be an engineer, something like that, right? But they don't really give you a whole lot of direction. They kind of just tell you, hey, go do this, right? And then you go look to Western society and they're like, for lack of better words, they shit on us, for lack of better words. Let's be honest, right? So how do you guys think, what you guys are doing, and I think you guys are doing great, right? Doing something great for the community. What do you guys see that can maybe potentially combat that in kind of this Western upbringing and kind of this ideology that's kind of making it worse for our ethnicity?
I just think like focusing. Let's say if they do come with line dance practice.
Yep.
If they focus on something, and they're like respecting their elders and stuff, it'll make them a better person.
Okay.
If something's wrong, I get to talk to them. I could be their role model.
Yep.
I don't have to be on Instagram. I could be your role model as a teacher. And the things that I yell at them for will make them a stronger person in the future.
Yep.
That's why I feel like line dance or like kung fu in general will make people like become stronger, not just like your body.
Yeah,
like
not just
mentally,
physically, but
too.
mentally as
Yeah.
well, and
Ni-
spiritually
yeah.
as well too. Yeah, 100%. I believe that as well.
I believe
too.
that.
Yeah. What do you think, Rob? What do you about?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with him because it's also like we have to set good example too for kids.
Yeah.
Because especially our group, they don't see us just like once or twice a week. It's like more than half of the week they're with you.
Yeah.
Especially like during the Lunar New Year, we do in a month we did over 150 shows.
Wow.
They're with you pretty much more than they see their family. So things you do, things like our older members do, they can pick up upon. So that's why we want to set a good example, be a role model for them. Especially the teenagers. That's when they're trying to discover themselves.
True.
Yeah, they're trying to find themselves. So they, of course, you being around them the most would how to you just gotta set a good example for them so they pick up. Because I noticed in the last few years how we are, some of the let's say the 18, 20-year-old kids, they would just be like you. Yeah, like the way they act, the things they do just picks up from like us older members.
Yeah, they follow your guys' lead.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, real quick, guys. I was just looking to see if you guys had any comments, right? We only have about 10 minutes left on this live, so if you guys want to post any questions or comments to Royal and Ricky, please do so.
Right
Obviously,
down
we
there.
can answer any questions you guys want because I think it's getting into a good content. So try to get you guys more questions here. So how about maybe some good finishing stories? You guys got any students out there that you guys been able to teach, train, and see them get into better things, doing better
Building
things with
more
their lives?
confidence over
Maybe a
time.
feel-good story, maybe a kid that came from a rough upbringing, or maybe not, maybe a great best part in his life or her life, and then you guys were able to see a good change in that.
You mold them.
I think it's pretty much our whole
Help out.
entire core group are like active members, students as a whole. Like no one gets left behind. They grow together. They move forward together. If there's something that sets them back, everybody takes a halt.
Okay.
And then, so I would say, like the last few years, I kind of changed up, like I said earlier, that changed the way we do things.
Yep.
For performance wise, people are paying a lot of money to see a line dance performance. We want to go out there professional. Like these kind of flashy uniforms we got. No, we're the only group in Seattle that has something like this because we want to stand out.
Yeah.
Be professional.
Yeah.
Even the lion dance.
Did you bring that to the company or to your business?
I mean, it's actually been around for a while
Yeah.
in Asia, like Malaysia, Hong Kong.
Yeah.
We're a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, even in America, we're slightly behind because my Sifu is a really old school guy.
Yeah.
He actually did not like anything we're doing right now. Like
Flashy,
like these
kinda
things, like the way we dance, the style line we use. It's like back then it was all strong kung fu stances, all strong, powerful movements.
Okay.
But nowadays, no one wants to be able to watch line dance and enjoy.
Yeah.
If you are not doing a line dance, that's kind of like telling a story.
Yes.
Yeah.
They want a little bit of entertainment.
So what we do, we do a lot of stunts where the lions lift each other.
Yeah.
We use a lot of like cat-like movements, make the lion look more, cute.
Yeah.
So when we perform for like kids,
Yeah.
they love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we entertain them. We're playing with them.
Yeah.
Adults, even adults, they can tell without someone telling them. Just listening to the drumming,
Yeah.
watching the lion, they can visualize this is what the lion's doing. It's telling a story.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you guys are still teaching the very traditional stances that your Sifu taught
Yeah.
in your classes. And of course, you can kind of subtly see that
Yeah.
through the performance, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, doing the you only have so much time to kind of get to entertain the crowd, right?
Yeah.
And so getting their attention and getting them to love the show is kind of what brings the kids and the parents to your guys' classes.
To your
So I think
academies.
what you guys are doing is awesome.
great.
Because it's just that energy level too.
Yeah.
When we deliver each show, it's like our drum beats, our drumming is very high energy. All the cymbal, drum, and gong, they're loud. Sometimes even the musicians, they're screaming,
Yeah.
right? Not screaming, but like they use
They
their
cheer.
voice.
Hyping it up.
Hyping
Yeah,
it up. They love
yeah,
it.
and then at the same time, the lion dancing, or the lion drop the scroll, the banners at the end
Yeah.
for the photos. Because everyone nowadays, social media, big thing.
Yes.
So the photos very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, God, man, I got so many questions. You guys need to be on here for a longer show, but I
I
know you
know.
guys got to
We
run.
gotta
I
go.
got so many questions for you guys, and hopefully in a follow-up show, if you guys come on again. But that is a good segue because how is kind of like your guys is kind of like, obviously growing up in more of a millennial generation, more in this social media, right, in the kind of this new age. How have you guys have brought that kind of your guys' lion dance tradition kind of more to the modern age, right? And how do you see that keep going as we go to more and more towards the future here?
Damn, that was a hard question.
Yeah, because you guys are doing it good right now. For example, I'll give you guys an example.
Yeah.
Uniforms, right? There's so many Asian businesses that don't rock uniforms, right? Like I have all my staff wear my uniforms here in my shop, right? But my restaurant, when we used to own restaurants, employees didn't wear uniforms, right? You're too cheap to buy uniforms, right? It's kind of like that old school mentality of like not wanting to be like standardized and structured and like have hype and like have some type of like, hey, look at me, right? Like, we're organized. And you guys are bringing that to the game, right? And it's made you guys successful. So how do you guys see blending that and continue to blend that moving towards in the future?
I mean, just keeping up to date too.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like we don't really pay attention. We like locally, like line dancing locally. We pay attention a lot to like Malaysia and Hong Kong.
Okay.
That's where lion dancing is like
Big.
insane.
Insane.
There. Like
Yeah,
it's like their performances are top notch. Like we actually have coaches from Malaysia that trains my students on performing like the head movements, how they make themselves look more
Like a lion.
like a cat. There's a lot of expressions that the lion's supposed to show. Yeah, we that's why I tell my clients, when they ask, hey, what's the difference between you amongst other groups? We are actually training all the time to make a good show.
Constantly improving.
Contemplate.
Yeah, constantly improving. And at the same time, the lions have different expressions. We're not just in there just cover ourselves with like a fluffy costume and just dancing around.
3-2 times.
People are paying thousands of dollars for a show. I don't want to pay for.
Yeah, you're bringing value. You're
like
giving
some
them
clowns
value.
Yeah.
cover a costume, just jump around, move around.
Yeah.
Like I would want to get make it worth, right?
Because it's memorable.
what you
It's going to
pay
be
for.
memorable to
Yeah.
like the first, like not everybody know what lion dance is, but then when you do experience it, like you said, they got that wow factor. Like it just ingrains into their memory, and they want to see more of it. And each time they're like, "Oh, lion dance!" That it'll trigger into their memory. Like, oh, I know what lion dance is, and the way their movements
Just
are.
like how you
know?
guys, when you guys saw your
Yeah.
first lion dance and you guys got
Yeah.
so infatuated with it
Yeah.
and fell in love with it, I think what you guys are doing is
Because right now, lion dancing is not just everything on the ground.
Yeah.
Because we actually do like acrobatic ones that we just picked up a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like we have coaches from Malaysia training us. We also have our friends in San Francisco that help, give pointers and help train. Where the lions are actually jumping on poles, which represents a mountain. So it's like businesses would hire that. It's more common in Malaysia and Hong Kong because everybody's superstitious over there in Asia, right? Because the poles, we call it jongs, it represents a mountain. So you're elevating. So it means like their business is elevating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they want to hire a good show, you know. So everything the lion does, there's a meaning behind it too.
Okay.
Like when a lion runs in a circle, it means like a circle of peace.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all Chinese sayings too.
Yeah.
So you
I
see-
wanted to get into this, and I knew it was going to be a long
There's so
conversation.
much.
Yeah.
And I
So
know you
much
guys
to
have,
learn.
you guys
We have a show.
Yeah,
to
I know.
they
run
have a
to
show to
So
get to, guys. But
interesting.
I wanted to ask that question eventually. I wanted to say, like, what are all the significance of all the
We
dances?
can give
Remember
it a few
time,
more
honey.
minutes.
Okay.
We do a few more minutes.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to touch on that real quick?
Yeah,
And
let's
then,
get into it.
touch on like what
It's
all the
exciting,
dances and
easy.
all the moves mean, and then
Yeah.
also like we know like the whole like crossing a mountain and getting past the next step for business and stuff like that. And besides that, maybe the last thing you can touch on is like how long does someone have to train before they can start doing the acrobatic stuff, right? So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's like,
Yeah.
Ricky's like,
Ricky, yeah,
Not a quick thing.
3 years plus.
3
Yeah.
years
If
plus.
I feel like you're not ready,
Yeah.
you're not ready.
Yeah.
Because if they fall, they could break a bone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Some people died before.
Yeah.
See?
wow.
Some,
They-
so a
Wow.
couple-
Fell and hit their neck.
See?
That's why we try to be careful. We have mats, spotters, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Not-
that's right. Because when you guys go perform, though, it's like on asphalt. It's like on concrete. So if you
Yeah.
fall, it's gonna be serious.
Okay, guys.
Nah,
So
everyone can
just
get on.
pre-warning, okay? Just because the professionals are doing it doesn't mean you're gonna learn it in like a few seconds,
Yeah, it
okay?
takes
Like
hard
they
work,
said,
yeah.
it takes
They
hard
make
work.
it look easy, but
Yeah.
it's not.
But
that
it's not
easy.
something. We're just warning
Yeah.
you right now. Don't even try it at home.
Yeah.
Right, guys?
So, Roy, what is all those significances, all
yeah.
different
It's getting
moves and
exciting.
dances, Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, like when the lion's jumping, we call it stacking. With
Yeah.
the tail, lift the head person instead of the head. Same thing, elevating.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just all like Chinese, like just like poems in Chinese. That means good
Okay.
luck. Just like like in Vietnamese, Chúc mừng năm mới.
Yeah.
Oh, Chúc mừng năm mới,
yeah,
Like those. It's all like have some sort of meaning to it, right?
Okay.
Got it.
But like I said, the jongs, the poles, it's pretty much the highest level of lion dance performance that's so far where our pole is actually not too tall.
Yeah.
There's taller ones.
Wow.
How
Ours
tall-
is
how
ours
tall
is
do
like
they
a
get?
good enough to wow the crowd kind of
Yeah.
set,
Highest
medium
like
set.
95 inches, I think.
95
8
inches.
feet, 8 feet something.
8 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe 9.
9
Ours?
feet long.
No, like
Oh.
No,
standard.
some of them.
Standard. Yeah, standard's
Wow.
pretty, yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
standard.
crazy.
So there's competitions all the time in Malaysia and Hong Kong and stuff. So we pay a lot of attention to those,
Okay.
especially our
Up to date.
coaches team.
Mhm.
So it's pretty much like the World Lion Dance Championships is in Malaysia in the Genting Highlands resort, like the Resorts World Genting, where that's like pretty much the Super Bowl of lion dance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys got to
Got it.
check it out.
Yeah, so these guys are trying to get to that
Gonna be
standard,
there.
guys. and
We're
so,
gonna-
yeah,
we're
definitely-
We're going to do the pray. We're going to do the pray for them
kinda
to
like
be
a
there
dream,
to reach
but,
their
yeah.
potential.
No, but
Hey,
they're working hard towards that, guys. So yeah, go support
any
them.
dreams can be accomplished if you put your mind and hard work into it, right?
Yeah.
I think
the
that's
message.
almost every lion dancer's dream
Yeah,
to get there.
you will be there. I believe.
But even if you're not there performing, just being there to watch it is really good. Already.
Wow.
Just to
Go
experience
support our local boys here, guys. Go support our local team here and get them to that next level. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely, yeah. What other things, Royal, in terms of some of the other, like you said the circle of peace, because I know you guys. Oh, one thing like when I obviously hired you guys to do it, there was like a 2 lion, 3 lion. What is the differences in terms of maybe the amount of lions? What is that?
There's not really it's pretty much like 2 lions is a standard performance.
Okay.
Sometimes to some clients, they really want a lion dance, but they can only have a certain budget.
Okay.
If they can't afford 1 lion, then there's a 1 lion option. But then there's like, 8 is in Chinese is a lucky number.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
sometimes some people would ask for like 8 lions, or 5 lions, or 10 lions.
Okay.
Yeah. 10 means like it's called subchun submei in Chinese, which is
Okay.
kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like everything's perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
10
10,
is
10.
perfect.
And then like 5 mfok lambu, and it's like 5 like 5 prosperity or something
Oh,
like that.
wow.
Why 10? I don't know. 8 makes sense, right? Because it's like the infinity symbol, right? If you turn it sideways, why 10? What's the significance of the number 10?
I don't know.
It's
just-
just a
just
Chinese
yeah.
saying.
But eight is a good luck number because it means fat sounds like fat. Fat means like get rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Because you said the 10, honey, was like the perfect. Like
and
you want
3 is
everything
like
perfect.
means like
yeah.
Sounds like my mom.
yeah, like growing.
See?
Like
Is there an unlucky number
I think
that
four.
Well, we all know. I
Four.
think.
Four.
Don't touch
Probably
four.
we use
Yeah.
4 lines
Yeah.
before.
Four,
People
yeah.
ask for it.
Yeah, I know that. I know that significance. Why that is that. What about yourself, Ricky? What is what do you see in terms of some of the historical significances in terms of the dances and stuff like that?
Oh shit.
The move.
Nah, usually right now for shows it's different from an actual.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's a move that you do, for example, that like shows some type of like meaningful significance like that?
I don't really dance like that no more. I don't remember.
There's
Usually
only
it's just like
certain moves too.
Yeah, certain
Yeah.
moves, yeah.
acrobatic stuff.
Yeah, but
Right now,
acrobatics
because
are-
like people don't understand it like that, so we
Mhm.
just tell them like if they're doing like a routine,
yeah.
we just try to make the lion tell a story within the
Okay.
routine. That's
Okay.
that's what we do.
Is there a difference in terms of like skill level from the back of the lion to like the head of the lion? Like whoever is the different positions. Is there?
It's usually
It's just
whoever's
50-50.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's
Yeah.
50-50 work.
Okay,
it's
so
hard,
both of
but-
them are well trained. They
Yeah.
both have to kind of know each other, work
Yeah,
with each
you need
other.
that
Because the
chemistry.
tail has to follow the lion's.
Yeah.
The lion head. The tail player has to follow the head player
Mhm.
by their footwork.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So So what we do now is the tail's holding onto the waist.
Okay.
Mm.
So when the lion heads move like this, they know to shake their butt
Mm-hmm.
with it, and then to match the footwork too. Like we don't let our guys be 1 second behind.
Okay.
If the head is stepping over here, they have to step at the same time.
They have to be
Okay.
in sync.
Yeah,
They have to
pretty
know
much
each
Okay.
other.
it's
That's why you need
synchronized.
chemistry.
Yeah.
So how
that's
long
good.
are some of these? What do you guys call them? Sorry, I don't want to like call them the wrong term, right? Are they considered dancers, performers?
Like how they.
Yeah,
think,
like
how
what
long.
do you guys call the
What would you call
girl,
it?
the guy that's doing the
I
dance?
guess you could say
You say dance.
athlete.
Yeah,
Athlete.
you can say
Yeah,
athlete.
athlete.
Okay.
Athlete's
Okay.
one
Physical.
word. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can say
Okay.
dance.
So how long have these athletes been training together?
So that they can be,
Yeah, to be
doing the
that
head,
coordinated.
be underneath the head
Yeah.
and body together.
How long have they
you
been
know?
working with each other? Some of
It
these-
really depends. There's some students that've been there for a long time,
Mhm.
but not everyone does the lion too. Like
Got
a lot of the girls, some girls will do the lion dancing.
Mhm.
Some only plays instruments.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but like right now we have a couple pair of boys that
Okay.
are partnered together.
Okay.
Like they are probably They've been partnered since 2018,
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
2018,
started.
2019. Yeah, that's when
Johnny
they
Marr.
started.
Yeah, so 4 or
See,
5 years
so
already.
see.
Yeah.
So and then
And what's their
Just-
age range? How old are these
I
boys?
think they're
Like
20
20 now.
Oh,
20,
wow.
21
So
this year.
They
Yeah.
very, very committed
And
guys.
then they have their junior member, like that's a few years
Mhm.
younger than them, that they help teach them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my cousin is 19. He's
Yeah,
learning
19.
the
Oh,
lion head
okay.
right now,
Mm.
and I have like nephews and stuff that's learning it. So it's the more senior boys, lion dancers,
Mhm.
will teach the younger ones, and then
Okay.
it just kind of gets passed down that way.
So how's the selection process then? Does the younger kids have to say, "Hey, I want to, do the lion dancing," or is it like the senior students like
They have to
looking at
pa-
the kids and be like, "Hey, this kid's got talent. This kid's got the skill level to
It's
make it to
a
the
little
Has
bit
to
of
learn
both.
the
A
skill.
little bit of
Yeah.
both."
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we see them. A lot of them kind of like they just come around
Mhm.
to performances. Sometimes they're just the one that's standing there,
Mhm.
and out of nowhere they know how to play the drum,
Yeah.
and we never even showed them. It's just
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
observing, coming out to performances. One of my students, 6-year-old,
Wow.
and he's playing the drum.
Wow.
Nice.
He could play the drum. He could do the
The
lion.
lion.
We don't have to spend too much time showing because he already watches YouTube, and then he already
Oh, he's like
Wow.
a phenom. Then.
he was here at the
Yeah.
the performance.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. I gotta remember that kid then.
He's like that
Super,
kid
yeah, yeah,
genius
yeah.
already.
Yeah, he's like a
he's
phenom,
already
yeah.
got that's
So
love.
he already
Yeah.
he just
The
started
love for it.
a few months ago,
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay.
right before Lunar New Year.
I didn't really teach him like that. And he was already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no like timeline. I mean, obviously, you guys want to give the kids a proper time and a proper training, right? So that way they don't get ahead of themselves. But obviously, their progress can be on them in terms of how fast they progress. But of course, there's also a size and strength limitation too. I'm assuming, right? He can't lift the other kid up or something like that.
Yeah.
What age group do you guys normally see that's when they're physically capable of to do the actual line moves?
Like the head, how heavy is it?
12, 13 would be a good age.
How heavy is the head? Like for like
Head.
how old you have to be or how strong you got to be? Because I don't know, like those heads.
Well, we have different sizes too.
Oh, okay.
Different sizes.
Like we have like standard size
too.
2 is what we use it in. The size 3 and 4, the bigger the number, the smaller the head.
Okay.
So a kid would be using like a size 7 lion. So it's like this big, and then the ones we use is like this big. They're actually pretty light.
Oh, okay.
It used to be like 10, 20 pounds, 15, 20 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Some exaggerate, say like 20, 30 pounds, but I think it's from when I started doing lion dancing, it was already kind of light.
Oh, okay.
And then now even lighter because of competition purposes.
Yeah.
When they're jumping the poles, right?
Okay.
They have to make it as light as possible.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
Because of they're jumping up there for like 8 to 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky, you might be able to answer this one. One of our viewers commented, "How is it different in New York? Like, what are the different like the line dances versus here? How is it different here?"
Just more. I want to say, you could say like competition.
Yeah.
There's more competition
here or in
no,
New York?
in New York.
In New York.
It's just not because the Chinatown we have not
Bigger.
just one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have like 4 or 5 Chinatowns.
Oh wow. In all the different boroughs.
Yeah, all in different boroughs. There's like 2 in Brooklyn, 2 in Flushing.
Oh wow.
in
Okay.
Chinatown.
And the population's just a lot bigger there. So,
Yeah.
Okay. And I asked you once again because you've only been here a year, but did you see more of a traditional Asian, culture over there in terms of like all the Asians that were there? They seemed like they more like spoke their native tongue and that type of stuff versus here.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were probably more like first gen or second gen over in
Generation.
But first gen.
Okay.
probably first gen.
first gen.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Because we actually have a pretty big Asian population here in.
No,
in
I've
this side-
seen it.
in the-
Yeah.
Yeah, Bellevue. I think right now Bellevue is like 26% Asian. That's a pretty big
Yeah.
Asian population. I know Renton and everything else is a pretty big Asian population as well too. So yeah.
Yeah, we do things differently in New York. We like, especially on Chinese New Year.
Like how so? Like
We had to get permits. So like
Oh,
it'll be
okay.
like a meeting like this.
Yeah.
Every team member from another group will have to talk.
Oh, okay.
Like, just rules, no knives, no nothing.
Okay.
Oh, so you guys like talk among yourself and have certain sets
with the
rules.
with the
Yeah.
cops, and
Yeah.
then the cops give you
list.
like a list,
Okay.
your directions and stuff like that.
Got it. So
Each team get escorted by
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get like
too.
we get like 5-6 cops escorting us.
touch on that real quick. Why that? Is there a historical significance
it was
on
like
that?
19. That started from the 1960s.
Okay.
They were like fight.
Oh.
Do these start from like rival martial arts schools? Do these start from like rival gangs? I mean, or what is that?
I like both, but I wouldn't know because
Too young. Too young.
Hey guys, I
I'm
mean
not
that's some
that-
pretty
I'm not
cool
that
history.
old,
I mean,
It is.
I think people don't give enough like credit. Like Asians are pretty badass, man. Like we don't give enough credit to that sometimes.
They don't mess around. When they say they gotta protect their
But
community, they probably
line
do.
dance is not like that no more.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
It's definitely obviously
It's more fun.
more
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, everyone's trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially on New Year's,
parents, kids, you guys will be all right.
Yeah.
You guys join
You're
in.
okay.
Yeah, not like that. But it's cool to know the historical
Oh, yeah,
significance
for sure.
about that, right? And I think the good thing I take away from that history is the pride, the pride that they believe in their culture and what they were doing and stuff like that. I think maybe we don't take it that far. We don't take it to that violence level, right? But I think we should have that same love, that same passion, that same pride for our ethnicity and our culture.
And the discipline
Yeah.
and just being aware how just because we have strict parents and stuff, it's just more just to better the kids.
Yeah, well,
and
I will
the
say,
community,
I would say what my wife is saying, like even if your parents are strict on you and they want you to do a certain thing, because this is a very Asian traditional thing, right? Just because your parents want you to become a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, do what you love, do what you're passionate about, and if you do it well, if you do it well and you're really good at it and you really love it, like you say you do, you can be successful. Right? And these guys right here, Royal and Ricky, is a living proof.
Don't be
about
afraid
that.
to try.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's
Don't
true.
be afraid to try.
Correct.
I believe in that.
Do you guys have to run? Do you guys still have time?
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
Hey guys, these guys have to
Thank you
run,
so
but
much.
hey, I
Get
want
better
to
Chinatown.
Yeah,
I want to
15
thank you
minutes.
guys so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having
I
us.
want you guys
Thank you.
back on the podcast because I think there's other things we can definitely touch about and obviously bring to light for our Asian brothers out there. But guys, hey, go support them, guys. It's the Mak Fai Kung Fu and Dragon Dance Association, right? Guys, where are you guys going to be next? Once you guys shout out, give the crowd where are you guys going to be next and what's your next event and how
We
can they
actually
find
have
you?
a Tong event to go to. The Chinese
That's coming
Associations
up.
in Chinatown.
Okay.
They have their spring banquet. So
That's tonight.
Yay.
yeah, over in Joyelle Seafood Restaurant in Chinatown.
Nice.
And then where you guys will be next after that? What's your guys' next event after
Next
that?
show,
Yeah.
March 25th. It's called Mr. Green Bubble. It's a boba shop in Factoria Mall.
Nice.
12 o'clock.
There you guys
Yeah,
go.
grand
You guys
opening.
want to catch them if you're in
Is this
Seattle.
guys on your guys' website as well too?
I think usually they'll post something on Instagram
the
and
week
then our
before.
Once you guys shout out your guys'
will
Instagram and
Instagram.
website real quick.
Yeah,
What's your
let
guys'
them know.
Instagram and website? And then we'll make sure to post it on this channel after we're done. as well.
our website is www.macfailiondance.com. IG is Mak Fai Kung Fu.
Yay.
Guys, hey, thank
Check
you so
them out,
much.
guys.
Give them a good thumbs up, guys. You guys like this video, guys? Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
You guys, there's a bunch of shadow watchers out
No
there
shadow
watching but haven't
watching.
subscribed to the channel. Give us a big thumbs up. Continue supporting our Asian brothers and their businesses and their families and cultures out
Yes.
there, guys. And guys, thank you so much for joining the His and Hers podcast tonight for another live. Check out. We're gonna post another live showing hopefully next week or two,
Yep.
and then have some more great guests for you guys. All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.